life to live, one life to give, one moment, one opportunity. Boy, that's it, and it's all said and done. When the going gets tough and the tough gets going, you just go ahead and run. Cause opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. They're being constructive or they jealous of the outcome. It's not about the times you fail, it's about the times you got up. And I don't even care what the fuck your excuses is. Fact is, you just blame the cause of foolishness. What you think I'm doing is you gotta get up, get going and just move on. Don't look towards the past, you gotta groove on. You procrastinating now, you gotta get that motivation. I already created a track called Inspiration. Gotta get up, get going and get fucking hype. Go ahead, kid, go ahead and live your life with no regrets, no regard, all the fucking time.
Wrestling Sauce now presents Thursday Night Recap. I totally forgot that was our intro now. Totally forgot. Welcome, everybody, to WTN at Thursday Night Rundown. I probably should send you another audio clip, I guess. Thursday Night Rundown. We got a lot to talk about. A big week in wrestling. A few little things to get to. But before we get to the needy and greedy, we are, of course, joined by a big crew today. Big crew. Today, last week, we were only 2. Now we're 4. Look at
the 4 horsemen. Look at that.
The 4 horsemen. Fair enough. Woo! Yeah, so of course we got Mr. I am Justin JLB, and we also got Mr. Jeff T. How goes it, good sir?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
Good. We're gonna call him Mr. T. I'm gonna call him Mr. T now.
Oh, Jesus. I pity that response. Kid Crazy, how goes it?
Pretty good. I'm excited. It's been a good week. It's a good week. I can't wait to get down to the nitty gritty of the wrestling week with you guys. Let's do this.
That sounded fake.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're excited? If you're really excited, though, that's perfect. If you're
really
excited, I'm excited. I just
Can't
didn't
you
feel
see it in
the
my
excitement.
face?
No, it feels fake, but I love it anyways. And of course, we got the man of the hour as well, BIG.
The man of the hour.
RED, Big Red. I don't know. All right, you're gonna take it and love it, and let's move on. This intro is too long for nothing.
I feel like Larry Sabisco, the living legend. How are we doing?
Oh, Jesus!
Nice
Another
reference.
one with
Nice reference.
Nice reference. We're the 4 horsemen. Now we're Larry Zabisco.
Old soul.
So of course we always start off with the big wrestling news of the week. We kind of got a little bit. I guess we could start off with the bombshell that happened today. A report from Andrew Zarian from Wrestling Observer Online had reported that now WWE Monday Night Raw will be PG-14 starting July 18th. What does that mean? Well, it means that it's going to be the same rating as it was back in the Attitude Era. It was also PG-14 then, so out with the PG era and in with the PG-14. Hello. Cheers.
Hey, Steve. Cheers, bro.
Thank you for always supporting, Steve.
Yeah, PG. My God. Because we remember when this whole PG started, right? Is when the company became public. So they wanted to Miguel, we wanted they wanted to be more marketable to a bigger audience,
right?
So that's why they had gone to a PG. And sorry about my phone there. And now
you're a busy guy. You're a busy guy.
To PG-14. What does that mean in concrete? I don't know. What do you guys think that means? What will change?
But PG-14 is the same thing as AEW has, right?
Yeah. So exactly. So it's basically they can do whatever they want because the next rating after that, just hope it doesn't get awkward. Well, I mean, I don't know how much is really gonna change.
What's up? Nelson says.
What up?
So
Nelson?
Basically, we're gonna get like what Edge and Lita had, that scene there in the bedroom there. That's like. PG?
Well, you're gonna get everything, right? So this is DX. This is Nation of Domination stuff. This is Katie Vick. This is, like I'm just naming all the extreme angles. Okay,
So
this
we're gonna see a
someone
hand give
burning.
birth.
We're gonna see a hand give birth. We're gonna see all of that, or we're just gonna see nothing, and they're PG-14.
I think it's just a way
What
to.
up, Jason?
I think it's just a way to get the negative press off the company. So
Thank
I don't
you,
think
Juan. Thank you.
What were you saying, Jeff? What were you saying?
I just think I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference, honestly. Maybe I think it's just a way to get the negative press off the company that there is there now with all the sex scandals and the payoffs. I think it's just a way to get people think about something else. So I don't see it changing much because you could rate it PG-14, but if the company still wants to have a certain direction and they want to go still direct towards that younger audience like they've been doing for the last more than 10 years. I mean, it's
about 20.
yeah.
20.
Okay, it's been since 2002.
2002. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since
So that's it.
2002.
I just think it's just a way to get the negative press. So,
But if it's for to take out the negative press, isn't this like a really bad time to bring the PG-14 when the Vince is in the sexual stuff happening? Like,
well, because even though they get certified from the FCC, the PG-14 show, it doesn't mean that they have to follow that rating up to a T.
Mm-hmm. It just means that if they ever have to go there, now they
won't get fined.
Exactly, they won't get fined now, because back then in the Attitude Era, it was really Vince McMahon. Well, he still has creative control now, but I mean, maybe it is the Mrs. Small Balls.
Small balls.
Maybe
that explains why he sucks so much.
Maybe that is because now they even made a shirt.
Yeah,
out of it. I have,
but it's testicles, no? Tiny testicles.
No, I have huge balls. It says, huge balls.
Oh,
okay.
It
says.
I don't think they use testicles.
Yeah, I guess they can push now.
Vulgar.
It's exactly that. It's when they want to get more vulgar, now they'll be able to do it without getting fined or getting pushed back by the FCC, like Jeff says. Because we have seen a bit more swearing. Well, not swearing the F word, but heard more shit and these words like that in some promos and some segments. So maybe that's where they want to go. But it's also now it's a public company. It's no longer just Vince owning it. So you have people, you have shareholders to answer to. So I don't think we'll be going to the extreme storylines and plots that we had in the Attitude Era. But I think it's just to give a bit more freedom for creative to go where they want to go when they need to go.
As far as the language is concerned, there you go, he disappeared. But if the language is concerned, if it's just for that, I mean, if the product is going to stay
new desk, same shitty connection.
If the product is going to stay the same, then who gives a damn what rating they have?
Yeah,
we're going to be saying the same stuff about the product over again. It's just that now shit might be bleeped or it might not be. I mean, who knows? So I don't make much of it. I think it's more of a distraction, like I said earlier.
It could definitely be a distraction, but I think it's maybe also logistically for, like you said, they don't want to be put their backs in a corner because of a segment that happened. At least now they have that backup to back them up. Listen, it's PG-14, so we went there. Yeah, we went there, and I don't think they'll go there a lot, but I mean, it's just to give them a bit more leeway when they do want to go there. I don't think it's that much of a big deal. No. Because maybe, hey, listen, now with the story that we talked about last week with the Wall Street Journal story, the heat is starting to ramp up in the kitchen, like they say, for old Vinnie Mac. So,
because one thing, sorry to cut you off, but one thing you have to realize too is that during the Attitude Era, they were fighting a battle against a company that almost put them out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now they don't have that worry, so it's like to make that switch that fast, like out of the blue, really.
Well, I mean, they could have been planning it for a while too. right? We have been seeing them use a little bit more vulgarities on TV, but not necessarily so much. So this could have been a plan in the making for a few months too. We don't necessarily know that. It's not just like, hey, we want to go PG-14. What's good? You know what I mean? It could have been
what purpose does it serve?
I don't know. Maybe
that's why I think it's more. That's why my point is. That's why I think it's more of a distraction from all the negative press, because you're still, your numbers are still good. They're still making money. The merch is still good. So for you to all of a sudden switch to this PG-14 rating out of the, like you said, even if it was planned, but what purpose does it serve when you're the top dog now?
Well, I mean, I was trying to look at the ratings for Raw, and they're not as high, obviously, as they were back in the Attitude Era, but they're averaging around 1.7.
Yeah, I think the highest one was the John Cena return, which is a 1.9, which that was obviously because you had announced John Cena was going to be there, and he's still a big draw. But I think this week it went back down to its average. More average numbers. Let me give a suggestion here outside the box about this PG-14. Maybe I have my brains rolling here, the hamster's rolling, and I'm saying, would it be really past Vince McMahon to turn this whole sexual problems into some kind of storyline?
Welcome back.
You know what? In the late 90s, that might have worked. Nowadays, with cancel culture, no,
I don't. Yeah,
I know what you mean there. I can
would definitely do it.
Yeah,
definitely do it.
Not in 2022.
But he will be recommended against it probably. Yeah, by his lawyers and stuff like that, and
even shareholders too.
Man, I don't know, man. With everything that's been going on, so. Obviously the first report, it was one person at the time, hush money of $3 million. And then we had the ref story, which whether true or not true, because she has been flippy floppy on it from all that time too. But now there's someone on her side that is willing to come out. Then we know the four individuals, 4 women, I guess. We don't know the 4 women, but we know of 4 people who also had got hush money from Vince doing allegedly sexual stuff.
One of them's a former wrestler, right?
One of them's a former wrestler with the biggest payout, $7 million. There is rumors that it was either Christy Hemme.
I see that happening.
Or that it was Dawn Marie.
I also see that happening.
So this was around 2005.
Or Nicole Bass.
I don't see that happening.
Or who?
I'm kidding. Nicole Bass. I was kidding.
I think people don't give an F what is happening. I don't. You know what? We're PG-14. I don't think people give a fuck what is happening with Mr. Mack. They just want to see wrestling. Yes, but at the same time, you're still a business. So I get it. You do want to just see wrestling, but you are also a huge corporation. You're a public brand. You have to respond to your shareholders. It's a business. It's not just an indie wrestling company and that's it. It's an entire business all on itself. So sure, maybe the wrestling fans don't care. And it honestly looks like it's really only the internet wrestling community who's kind of even caring about it, because no one's necessarily really reporting it all too much. I don't hear much from CNN. I don't hear much from Fox. I don't hear much from NBC or anywhere else. Just because, well, I mean, there's been worse. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, we've 2006 and onward with not Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's a whole other story. With what's his name?
Harvey Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein. That's it. And so many countless others and so on. We've already been, unfortunately, just riddled with. It's almost come a norm to us that people in high positions are taking advantage. Donald Trump, I guess, with all his allegations, the Stormy Daniels bull bonanza and all that. People in high positions taking advantage of their power amongst people who in lower positions and so on. So It's not necessary, and I get why it's not news necessarily, but the internet wrestling community is going crazy over it. But
Maybe
Where
because
this
it's
might-
basically it's McMahon.
Yeah, but where the wrestling fan comes into play is if this actually gets to be the end of Vince McMahon, because right now he still has creative control. But like I said before, the heat is ramping up in the kitchen, and I don't know if he's going to be able to stay in that kitchen much longer.
But technically, the sponsors are not leaving. So if you still
Well,
For
because
now.
we don't know
they're still
what
investigating.
we don't.
Mhm.
You know, aside from that, we don't like if we're still talking about the PG-14 thing, we don't know how far they're gonna go with it, and and especially if they're looking to sell the company, if a company like Disney is gonna want to buy it, if they look at the product and they see what kind of content is on it, especially language, being
Mhm.
Disney being a family company,
Mhm.
I don't
That
know.
might affect it definitely. Yeah.
Well,
I think like
I don't think
know.
Disney was ever going to buy it, though. In hindsight, like I don't see Disney only had that little deal with WWE back for some country. I forget where it was. I want to say Singapore. Probably wasn't Singapore, but somewhere there. I never really saw Disney as a true contender to
Oh,
wanna get
whatever,
rid of
whichever one it is.
I'd
It's
say
just,
NBC would be more likely because they have Peacock and whatever. So
Yeah, it would be NBC Universal Viacom.
Yeah.
There. That would be the ideal if that's were to happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if McMahon sees that the end is coming, that he just finalizes the deal and is done for him. But
what do you think? Like, if he were to leave, do you think that's going to have a really big impact on the company? I think so.
oh yeah, I definitely think so.
I think WWE's fortunes are going to change big time.
but for the good or for the bad?
no,
I think
for
for
the
the
good.
bad.
Yeah, I think for the better, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
If he
I think
if he
storylines
leaves,
will be better, and the booking will be a bit better. Hey, but we'll always be here to criticize whoever's in charge of
That's
if
it.
the
Right.
booking if the booking sucks.
Because
But
if we don't, we're not a fan.
yeah, so
Well,
but
I mean, also too, how many years have we been saying for now that Vince needs to step down? When Triple H was running NXT way back when, we were saying that Vince needed to step down and just let Trips run it. You know what I mean? So it's something that I think the majority of the wrestling fans want. I think when Vince gets cheers when he goes out there, it's just out of respect.
yeah,
Right.
And it has nothing to do with who he is as a person, because I feel like a
No.
lot of people would say, yeah, the dude works hard, but he's most likely a selfish prick. And that's it. And I almost want the wrestling fans to turn on him, though, because at the end of the day, yeah, cool, you made this company what it is, but at the end of the day, now you're just an egotistical, maniacal, self-centered asshat.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind seeing the return of Mr. McMahon, the character, like just piss everybody off, come out and be a dick times 20. If he's gonna go out, he's gonna go out with a bang.
Well, that's what he's been doing.
Well, I
That's-
mean, pun
that's-
intended, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
There
Fun is
was
what
there was a clip I heard on YouTube of Jim Cornette talking about a little bit the situation and how he
Oh,
said
here we
that
go.
this was no, but actually it wasn't. It was somewhat complimentary towards AEW in saying that now, judging with the situation, now this is their opportunity to step their game up.
Mm-hmm.
Because of all that's going on with WWE.
So
And
maybe
it is. It's a good time for them to maybe step their game up and change their perception of the company, and
so maybe that's
make-
why the PG-14 is coming.
Apparently, there's
They're-
people
they're
around
already
the
on
industry.
PG-14.
There's people around. I'm not around the industry, but around Tony Khan that have been pushing him to move up from 4 pay-per-views a year.
Yes, I heard of that.
Because of Forbidden Door, the success of Forbidden Door. Apparently, they made quite a good number in pay-per-view buys.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, they made close to, I think it was $6 million. I read that somewhere.
Oh, wow.
in
But, okay,
pay-per-view
but-
buys. So
But doing that, For pay-per-views, I find it's perfect because the person is buying a pay-per-view is paying $60 every 4 months or every 2-3 months.
Mhm.
I don't think
Every 3 months. Yeah.
every 3 months. I don't think a fan's gonna pay $60 for every single pay-per-view. I don't know.
Well,
Well,
but then
no,
if you
it
if
might
you
go
have
down too at
if
the
you
same
have
time.
yeah if you have 12, you don't have to have a $60 pay.
Yeah, I think they'll go more. I think the thing is the Battle of the Belts experience that is not working.
That's
So far, I
shit.
think we've had 2 Battle of the Belts. Both shows were shit.
Yeah.
They're only an hour. So I think that's not the way to
Rampages
get.
have been better.
Yeah, rampages have been better.
That's saying something.
And that's also an hour, and sometimes they are a bit harder to watch than Dynamite, obviously, but still some good matches on Rampage, no doubt about that. So if they can move it up to maybe six, I think 6 would be a good number. Add 2 in there, add another one other than Forbidden Door or whatever, if Forbidden Door continues or not. And
Well, I
and-
think you do though with ROH. I think you
Yes,
kind of
that's it.
already maybe have 6.
Well, I don't
No, but
understand.
well,
yeah,
if you
even-
count that to Dishonor,
yeah.
now it's 7. Yeah, if you count,
I
that
don't
to Dishonor,
understand.
it'll be 7.
I don't understand why they don't put Blood and Guts on pay-per-view. I really
But
don't.
you see
understand
that's what I was about to say is that instead of giving away these big blow-off matches on
Right.
free TV, you could have that on a Battle of the Belts-esque show where you're building it up as like your Clash of Champions was back in the day, where it was one event a quarter, one event per quarter, and it was like this big event. Now, fine, you call it Battle of the Belts, Clash of Champions, who cares? Same thing. But at least, or like what John said, just have it on pay-per-view. Have a pay-per-view called Blood and Guts, and like Fall Brawl was back in the day. The main event was the double cage,
Yeah.
the double ring with the big steel cage, and there you go.
I totally agree. A match like that can go an hour will give so much more value if it's not interrupted by commercial breaks.
100%.
So
That's it. Or I mean, you do your Battle of the Belts as a special thing where you literally pay for no commercial breaks. Don't put it on pay-per-view, but that
Or
still would
Dynamite.
help. That still would help support. I think Battle of the Belts is on TNT, I guess, or TBS. I don't know which one. But that would certainly boost ratings, because if you have Battle of the Belts and you say, hey, it's Blood and Guts, Battle of the Belts, Blood and Guts edition, one match, it's these 5 guys versus these 5 guys, people are going to watch.
Yeah, but the Battle of the Belts would have to be that there's no title involved. It's just 5-on-5 or 6-on-6.
No, but you can make it like all of these former champions.
I think it's just a book. Like the issue with Battle of the Belts would be it's just a booking issue. That's all.
Yeah,
they would just have to change the booking, but then have your big blow off matches where, like, you have your Fighter Fest that's going on now. Okay, fine. Maybe it's just a change in booking if you structure it a little bit more. Like I said, especially now with what's going on with WWE, if you change people's perception towards the product, it would help AEW out.
Yeah,
and they have a little bit more comical stuff too, right? With Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, with Hook. So they're kind of, it's almost like they're kind of opening up to that's why AEW
is still learning about that and booking matches. Yeah. There's still, we could still call them a baby company. Tony Khan, even though he's a fan and he was a fan all his life, and he's doing an okay job for a newcomer into this business in booking. And I can only think he's only going to get better. He looks like a smart guy. So obviously he's made some mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But I think he can improve. He can improve and only become better in the booking.
But I think that's where it becomes this problem, maybe too, is that because he's so much of a fan that he relies on what he likes, not more so of what the general public likes. So I mean, the fact that he wears so many hats in the company, it's like I think it's gonna catch up to him eventually, and he might have to bring in other people.
He is a fucking mark, though. That's for sure.
A big one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you just by the way he hugs people, his guys.
Oh my God!
He's
Come here, CM Punk.
So yeah. I think one way or another, I think Blood and Guts would work much better with no commercial interruptions. That's definitely they could find a way to do that, or like JLB said, in getting a sponsor to pay for the whole show not having commercial breaks like they do for soccer matches and stuff like that,
Mhm.
or they put it on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, make it its own pay-per-view. Expand, add a different pay-per-view to their lineup. It's added revenue. I mean,
Yeah. Because until because he spoke about this also in a recent interview, I think it was the one last week that we talked about JLB, where the TV rights, the new deals he'll sign when they're ready to be renewed, those are going to be the ones that are going to be historical for the company, because now they're still in around in the tens of millions. So it's still not WWE money for those TV deals. Like they have 250 million for Raw and 200 million for Fox for SmackDown a year. These guys are still making $30 to $50 million a year from their TV deal. So it's the next one in 2 years. I think it's 2024 or 2025 where they renew the deals, and that will be starting to make real money for AEW, and where they can actually go on to the next level.
On top of it, because now there's new owners. You know, it's Discovery. Discovery owns it, and they have a lot of money backing them. So, you know, like you said, it could be a big the renewal of the TV deal could be a big thing for them.
So until this new TV deal, they have to rack up, because they have a big roster. They must be. I don't know if they're in the red or if they're in the black, but I know they have a big roster, and I know they're paying these guys pretty good money. So can they survive at the rate of pay-per-views they're doing now, or do they need to ramp it up to make a bit more money so they could be more afloat when it comes to their budget? That's something I guess we will find out, because, or maybe not, because it's a private company, so he doesn't owe any explanations to nobody, like the WWE have their shareholder meetings every quarters. But it'll be interesting to see what they'll do, because Battle of the Belts hasn't been a success so far.
No.
And they haven't been real talked about it any, because technically it would have to be soon, the next one. I think it's in September.
They had 2 Battle of the Belts, and 2 of them never had a world champion. So
on it. So imagine. Like to have a Clash of Champions without your world champion.
Well, it's like a WWE pay-per-view without Roman.
Yeah, I guess.
Which apparently Roman is not going to be there for one of the big pay-per-views. I honestly didn't read it fully. Obviously, it's on SummerSlam. He's going to be facing Brock. But
and then he's facing Drew at
UK
Clash at the Castle, no?
Yeah.
So because they had that match on SmackDown, right? It was supposed to be a qualifier for who gets to face Roman in Scotland and Cardiff, and they ended up fighting Butch, right? And then they interrupted, something like that.
Yeah, so I don't think we have someone yet, though, because
we don't have someone yet.
We don't have someone yet.
They were marketing that match as the winner faces Roman in Cardiff, but then we didn't have a real Sheamus versus Drew match, so it's a bit up in the air. That still.
Wouldn't it be obvious it would be Drew since he's Scottish?
Yeah.
No, for sure.
It's hometown.
Okay, Sheamus is Irish too. There's still a Great Britain connection there, but I guess the big pop you want is from Drew. That's where it's gonna give you the biggest reaction, probably the most merch sold there, and everything it will be a big draw. I think that's the way.
Justin, is it just me, or is your hairline receding?
It's a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Okay. Welcome to the club.
Thank you. I blame COVID.
I blame COVID.
Yeah. So I don't know what else to say. I think we've said all about that, but at the same time, there is also other news in terms of, we know a little bit more about Sasha Banks. She's doing a ComiCon in August.
Where it would be the ComiCon, no? If it's in August?
It's in San Fran?
The Vegas one?
No.
The San Diego?
Oh, San Diego. That's right. That's the big one. Yeah, that's right.
Because the San Francisco one is this next week.
But I guess she's going to be more representing Star Wars Mandalorian than her wrestling gigs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the, no, it's the Chicago Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
So it's the EXPO C2E2. And it is, I had the dates, Saturday and Sunday. I don't have it anymore. But yeah, anyway, so she's going to be at that Comic-Con signing autographs and taking photos. Links will be down below in the doobly-doos if you're in the Chicago area and you want to check that out. $70 for autograph, $90 for a photo. Crazy prices. KO was just here for Comic-Con. $70 for both. Well, for each one. Crazy prices. I don't know if people pay that amount of money. But all point to say is she's at least doing different things.
Will she be will she be attending as Sasha Banks or as Mercedes?
Yeah, so her name, she's going to be they promoted it as Sasha Banks from The Mandalorian. But her name on her card is going to be like her regular name.
Mercedes, whatever her last name is. Okay.
Vandano or whatever.
Because usually they'll have her real name and then they'll have the FKA, formerly known as Sasha Banks type of thing.
Right.
Exactly. And they have AKA Snoop Dogg's cousin.
I mean, you can also do that too. I'm sure Snoop wouldn't mind.
I don't think she needs that to be for them to know who.
It was a joke that
failed miserably. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Sasha Banks, because also she's not allowed from what in that same article, right? JLB, correct me if I'm wrong, but she won't be allowed to mention any wrestling stuff, right?
So yeah, and apparently I don't want to say it's confirmed because I feel like the source isn't that strong, but apparently she can't be taking any wrestling dates until January of 2023.
Wow.
That's long.
So I don't understand why that would be a thing because that's over a 90-day compete clause even. And I don't get why you would sign that just to get out of your contract early to not be able to wrestle.
Is that just Sasha or is that Sasha and Naomi?
Well, I mean, all they mentioned was for the Sasha scenario.
For the Sasha.
Because who cares about Naomi?
Because that is weird.
I mean, Naomi deserves better though. So
this is kind of and we know that Sasha's lawyers were trying to negotiate her release, and it would be weird that you hire lawyers to negotiate your release and that they get you a worse release clause than the normal one. So
that's it.
Maybe there was a money incentive too. Yeah, she would have been paid. She could have been paid her full
until January.
But until January.
Yeah, that probably makes sense. That probably makes sense. That's probably what happened. Meaning, okay, take all the money we owe you, but for you to take all that money, you can't do anything wrestling.
Well, but what all the money we owe you? Her contract was supposed to be up in like a month or two.
That's it. So that's weird. She would have just let it run out.
That's it. So I'm not.
Maybe they could have potentially sued her because she breached a contract.
Yes, that's also possible. Yes, yeah,
and they worked that out to avoid the lawsuit. You know,
since it was her contract was finishing in the next month or 2 months, and she wants out of it, so that would have been a breach of contract. Yeah, I guess there's big negotiations, a lot of lawyers involved. Maybe we'll find out when all this thing is official, and she'll jump on a podcast somewhere, unless she has a non-disclosure agreement.
Right.
Well, it's gonna come out sooner or later.
I mean, I don't think she would have signed an NDA and then have to miss 6 months without wrestling.
Yeah,
that's a weird deal. Yeah,
that's way too long.
Well, hopefully someone gets us more news on that because I am not sure.
Yeah, because to wait until January not to see Sasha Banks, that's a while. I would like to see Sasha Banks somewhere before that. So, I guess
as long as it's not Impact. See.
Yeah, I don't think she's too big for Impact.
She's yeah.
Well, she is.
No, it's valid though.
I think. What is it? Stardom and New Japan are teaming up. Well, they're teaming up. They're owned by the same people, right, Jeff? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. So now to how do they say it? To attend to their North American fan base and to be closer to them culturally, they'll be doing conjunct shows with Stardom here in the States. So you'll be seeing, I guess, what that means was you'll be seeing women wrestling on NG NGPW strong. That's probably what that means.
So does that mean we'll see them in Dynamite once in a blue moon?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well,
Yeah,
you
that's very possible.
I'm good with it.
you see Japanese women every now and then on Dynamite that are
Yeah.
not Shida or Rio,
True.
you know. So
Mhm.
Yeah. So I guess that can only get more because now they had to always travel back and forth to Tokyo, Japan, the States. So now that some of them will be passing longer periods of time in the States, that gives them an open door to show up more often on the
you know,
Dynamite.
what would be really cool is that because the AEW has such a deep women's roster that are talented, if they actually ran, let's say, maybe an all women's pay per view and it's headlined by Sasha Banks, that's not a bad thing either. It's not a bad idea.
Mm.
You know,
I
capitalize on the fact that she's not with WWE anymore. You know, to really put over the women. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I think there's no women right now. I think they're all talented. Most of them are talented. I think their division has got extremely better in the last year. I think they could pull off an all-woman pay-per-view,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think they
definitely.
can. But I don't
Yeah,
think they can
definitely.
do it without Sasha Banks. You need that star power as your main event, your money draw there. I would definitely see a Sasha Banks versus Jade Cargill as your main event. That's a money draw.
Or Brit.
Or
yeah, Britt
Rosa.
too.
Sasha or Britt.
Oh no, not Rosa.
No?
I can see Rosa.
She ain't the main event material. Well, at least.
Wow.
Wow.
Not for an all women's pay per view. No, I'll agree with that. Not for an all women's pay per view.
I'm speechless.
He's having a hard time putting her on television like now. So I don't know. She had that match. They made her lose in Tokyo in a championship contenders match. So that woman that beat her in the roll up has a future title shot on Dynamite or on Rampage, whatever.
Speaking about women, though, I was really impressed yesterday with Anna Jay's progression and how she's wrestling.
It's time to let her loose from the Dark Order.
Big time.
Well, I think Dark Order.
I don't think that has anything to. Maybe I don't think that really impacts and affects it, but it's just her quality and how she's worked. You could really tell that she's worked on her.
Yeah.
On her.
She's
game,
really young,
sure.
so there's still room for improvement, and I could definitely see the improvement that in the last. We don't get to see her a lot in the ring, right? I don't know.
That's it.
I think we get to see her more on Dark and Dark Elevation.
But now she's gonna feud with Ty. No? Wasn't there like some backstage thing with her and Ty?
Well, yeah, because they used to be best friends, and so Ty, either they're teasing Anna Jay breakup with Dark Order, or they're teasing a program with Ty. Which I think a program with Ty would work since they're best friends. There's history there. Mm-hmm. Ty hasn't been in a program since she started dating Sammy.
Well, so, she was involved with the when they joined the JAS, but that not on her own though.
Exactly.
Not on her own.
She did break Ruby's hand, right, in that segment. So I think maybe a Ruby against her is going to be in the cards pretty soon enough. But as for Anna Jay, I think it's time we see a bit more of her, and I think she deserves to get another look because of the improvement that we did see last night, and compared to maybe a year ago, even maybe a bit more.
Big time, big difference.
I think the last match I've seen of her on Dynamite, could it be that sick match with Penelope Ford?
No, wasn't it against Jade? Didn't she wrestle Jade?
Yeah, I think she wrestled after.
Yeah, she wrestled. There was the hardcore match with the tag team. Yeah, but I think the last one of any like big importance, I think she wrestled Jade.
It probably was a squash though, probably, right? Or maybe not a squash.
More or less, yeah.
More or less.
Yeah. So I get to see more of Anna. I'm down for. Isn't she dating Jungle Boy? Right, that's Jungle Boy's girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So yeah, maybe they've been practicing their Hurricane Ranas together. So
well, I'd rather watch that than Sammy playing tussle hockey with
good call. Yep. Definitely. Yeah, do we have any more news to break?
I mean, PG-14. Biggie mentioned that he was at a TMZ interview.
Yeah.
Biggie mentioned that he was at peace if, let's say, he was told he couldn't wrestle anymore. He's going to be part of the wrestling camp that they're doing for athletes later in July. So he's still going to be doing stuff for the WWE. And I imagine if he does get the bad news of not being able to wrestle, I'm sure he'll still be with the company for a very, very long time. He'll probably be like a Titus O'Neil in the sense of doing a lot of outreach stuff and so on.
An ambassador, yeah.
Mhm.
An ambassador kind of role. But he says we'll have to wait until like March. March would be kind of when he'll know more. So nothing set in stone that he's no longer, unable to wrestle. But that is, we'll see what's going to happen with that.
Not anytime soon, at least.
Not anytime soon, at least.
Because he had said in his last video, he had said that the bones weren't forming around the spine or the vertebrae, sorry, and but that he didn't need surgery, but he would need to wait a year to know more and to know if actual bone is actually forming around his vertebrae. So before that time, I don't think we'll have any updates other than him himself giving updates here and there how he's doing, because he wants to stay relevant. It's also the thing to do on social media. You want to keep your name out there, and hopefully he will come back, because we all saw he was getting on that championship run. They had to take it away from him. He was getting a push. He's good with the audience. He's over with the fans. Maybe one of the best merches with the New Day. So we'd like to see. We'd like to see Biggie come back to WWE in full capacity. Definitely. Get well soon.
Yeah, straight up. Aside from that, I don't think we're really missing much. Those were kind of the big hits of the week, if you will, in terms of news. What did you guys kind of think of wrestling this week? What was your go-tos? Anything?
Rampage was a bit disappointing. Maybe other than Eddie Kingston versus Takeshita. I have a problem pronouncing that. I like Takeshita as a wrestler. Eddie Kingston is just great. When you, like yesterday when he's giving his promo in the back and he's like, oh yeah, he gets all that time, and me, I'm here in the backstage, I have 30 seconds to give out my promo. He's always walking that thin line between reality and kayfabe. And we never know if the hate or if the heat is real when it comes to Eddie Kingston. But that's about it on Rampage, man. I don't know if you guys have any other things, but other than that, man, nothing really interesting on Rampage.
Nope.
No, nothing really at all. Even with Raw nothing
sucked.
Yeah, nothing much. I'm really sick and tired of Becky just kind of getting opportunities and her bitching and whining about it. I get that's her heel move. But it's like, enough already. Like, just stop. Like, end this Becky Bianca feud. I don't care anymore. Like, end it. Especially with Carmella being there. I feel like it's going to be a triple threat at SummerSlam or some shit. And honestly, I'm not down for it.
I'm fed up. I'm fed up of seeing Brock.
What do you mean? No, I didn't mind that. I didn't mind the Brock Theory promo. Paul Heyman was obviously good. Yeah, I don't know, man. I like Cowboy Brock. I really don't mind him.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Do you believe Theory is going to come out as champion after SummerSlam?
No.
I don't think he's going to cash in. No, I think he's going to maybe fake cash in, but he's not going to cash in. He's going to tease it for sure.
Yeah. I think they'll wait. This is going to be a long Money in the Bank run for him.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to go all the way up to like WrestleMania type things, but I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe because we don't want to take the belt off Roman before WrestleMania, right? Just in case the possibility that The Rock will have that match.
But you don't need the belt when it comes to The Rock.
No, but not to sell tickets. No.
Not to sell tickets, but for Roman, because obviously The Rock is there, is to put Roman over as one of the best of all time.
Correct.
So for that to happen, I think the belts need to be involved, or else it's going to be a little bit less. There won't be a little bit less interest.
But
The
the story
tickets
is
and
there
the views
already.
are going to be there.
The
They would have to
story
make
is there.
Yeah,
they would
just
have
the
to make
fact.
a really good story.
The
Oh,
story
just the
is-
fact. Yeah, they're related. So there's the storyline. It's like a family match.
Because I wouldn't be surprised, or maybe even Theory comes out after that match. Like, listen, the Roman beats Rock, and but he's half dead, and the Theory comes out and cashes it in.
But wouldn't that ruin that moment?
Not really, not really, because he would beat the Rock, which would give him that
Right.
pop and then get him over. And then you were just in a hell of a match with Rock. No matter what happened in the match, you're down, and now you get beaten while you're down. So it wouldn't hurt Roman. It would be huge for Theory. I think that's more of where they want to go with Theory. I think they really want to be careful. They don't want to make him champion too soon, because I think they've made that mistake before with John Cena and Roman. So they understand that the fans don't like him being pushed down our throats.
Mhm.
So they won't go all the way with giving him the championship and really getting people pissed off. But they'll keep on teasing it a lot for us to create more heat for him. But I don't see him.
I wouldn't be surprised if he cashes it in.
I don't know.
I'm
The
more-
fact that he teased it on Raw, though, I was kind of like, nah. Like, I don't know. I think it's just gonna be a tease fest for a while.
Mhm.
Unless he comes and shows up, but then he says and changes his mind. Like, no.
Well, that's what I mean. It's gonna be a tease
Yeah.
fest.
Other than being just like having a crazy WrestleMania moment, what big purpose does it serve having Roman wrestle The Rock? Other than the crowd pop, I don't think it helps him.
Roman?
He's already over as it is. I don't think the match.
the
with
torch
Rock
already
really-
has.
Yeah, I think he's definitely over, but I think it puts him in it throws him in the category of Rock, Hogan, and Stone Cold, which he's not in yet.
Well,
Hmm.
but in some people's eyes, he's there already because of the long term of championing he's in.
The problem with the long reign,
Who else is there? That's the thing too. Who else are you gonna?
There's
But that's the thing. If you don't keep the belt on him for a long period of time, you're just flip flopping the title. Back to Brock again? Because really,
Yeah.
who else are you gonna give it to?
that won't work. Yeah,
You know.
Well, there's Drew.
Oh, we all know how that went over.
Right.
but I think like JLB said last time, I think they'll want to try one run with Drew with
With the crowd.
with the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to see if the pops are the same or if he's still.
Well, and they got to
over.
build him up again, because the problem is now he just has no more momentum. I think
Yeah.
no one gives a shit about his Angela sword and with how
Yeah.
he whatever. I don't know. They just have to build him up again, and I think maybe I don't know. I feel like Bobby Lashley is more over than Drew McIntyre. So
Yeah. Right now, yeah.
right now, and so I don't know. They would just have to rebuild him up to how
I
popular
think that's
he
the-
was.
I think that's the plan right now until the Cardiff show. I think that's the plan. You're gonna try to build them up as much as possible. I don't know if they're doing a good job of what happened on SmackDown
Mm.
with Drew and Sheamus. I don't know. You're not making him look too good right now. I don't know, but I think I don't know if he should win. If I was booking, I would make him win at Cardiff, because that pop will be humongous.
Crazy. Yeah.
And then you give him a run. You see, you give him a few months run. You see if he can handle it and how it is with a crowd, and then you reevaluate. There's also the possibility that they split the belts again.
And I think that's what it's going to be. I don't think they're going to give Drew the unified title.
The undisputed,
Undisputed, whatever they want to call it. I don't think Drew's going to have both belts. He'll probably get the Raw belt or something.
Mhm.
Because Roman will come up with some kind of thing, like whatever, or Heyman will get something signed and like, no, just for that belt or whatever have you. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I see him winning.
But wasn't there a rumor that Cody's supposed to show up in August or something?
I didn't hear that.
August. Wait a
August.
second.
I
got
mean,
hurt
he's got pectoral muscles of steel, baby.
June, July,
Pictorial, not pictorial.
August,
Oh my!
June, July. It's
You were so serious. There wasn't even a smile on your face. Now I really feel like an idiot. Oh.
a month and a half. Then August. Yeah, I don't.
Are we counting? He said 9 months. 9 months is going to bring.
No,
you
yeah,
until
but they say
January.
but 9 months.
How many?
They say 4 to 5 months. They say like.
But how many times has a prognosis been so many months, and then after the guy comes back?
Well, if we
sooner than
compare
he was
with other pectoral torns or tears,
Can we?
sorry.
Sure.
Look at Cena.
Yeah, Cena
but
and
Cena's
Triple H
a
came back after
beast.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
Cena's a
But
beast.
then again, Cody is,
Cody's already in the
along
gym,
that
huh?
work ethic. Yeah.
He did that promo this week from his house. He looked like he was in his gym. So I don't know what type of workouts he's doing. Maybe he's not forcing it too much. Obviously, he just got the surgery not too long ago.
Mhm.
But I'd see him coming back in September, latest October, on a very surprise comeback, because they're keeping him on TV for a reason. So they don't want. I don't think they would be doing this for 9 months, like trying to make him stay relevant for 9 months. I think 4 months is easier. You pass him every 2-3 weeks. You give him a segment. You give him a promo from his house or via satellite, so he stays relevant. And then bang, when he shows up, it's still hot. That piece of bread is still hot and it's still steaming. So
What's with this kitchen and breads? And you hungry, bro?
no, hey, just before the
You
podcast,
just said,
but
Jesus.
He literally just said before the podcast.
I know, but I'm like, are you still
And
hungry? Too
I-
faint? Too faint? Fuck.
yeah, maybe it's just
I-
the munchies. I don't know.
Oh, fuck. Yo,
I
so-
ate. I ate during the podcast, so I'm good.
Yeah, that's it. So yeah, for what about Lacey Evans? Another heel turn on SmackDown.
I figured, yeah. I kind of figured she was going to go heel, though. It was too goody two shoes. And then they still should have just kept with doing that, though. Like, oh, goody two shoes. Like her being a narcissistic heel almost. Like, all this happened to me. Feel sorry for me. Da, da, da. But I don't care about your story. Only mine matters. Blah, blah, blah. I helped the army, but now I'm a selfish bitch. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, just keep up with kind of that. Not just, well, fuck you, fans. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm an American hero. The way you guys just cheered for me coming down the aisle wasn't enough, and basically that was the heel turn.
That's
Who are
someone.
the top heels? Who are the top baby faces, top heels in the women's division on SmackDown? So I guess Liv, obviously, would be the top face right now.
top face, I guess. Sure.
Ronda.
Ronda would be her. With her and Ronda would be the top two faces, and then the heel right now would be
not?
Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
And
Natalia.
who else? And Natalia. Yeah, but that
And Natalia.
like
And Shayna,
like
I guess.
yeah. I guess Shayna. We saw that Natalia can be in that role, in that top role. We know we have Charlotte also coming back. Will she be a heel? Will she be a face?
She's always going to be a heel, bro. I don't think they're ever going to.
She's a better heel, definitely. Yeah.
Did you guys see the footage of Natalia not selling the finish on a live event?
Yes, I saw that. I was very confused by that because that's not her style.
Right. Do you know what happened?
I would like to know what happened in that match
So,
for her to no sell that.
Apparently, though,
Here we go.
it wasn't even. Apparently, this is what we talked about it on the other podcast, but it didn't even have anything to do with Liv Morgan.
So what? Okay.
It was something that happened backstage
Oh,
that had pissed her off, apparently. And I don't know. She kind of just took it out on Liv or something. Like
because she does scream at Liv after she gets up from the pin. She yells something at Liv and then she walks out of the ring.
right.
So, and for her to be, she's a real
Professional.
well, she's a real professional. She comes from a wrestling family. She
Mhm.
knows that these things are important.
Yeah, she knows all about the kayfabe life. So,
Exactly.
like,
So it must have been something that really pissed her off.
But we don't know.
But we don't know what it is,
right.
other than the speculation of it being something to do backstage.
But that's the thing. If I had to do something backstage, why give it why?
I don't know. Maybe someone told her something live when she was just right about to go out there. They did the match. She probably was like still thinking about it. Maybe she got randomly I don't know, something just triggered her. and then she just flipped her
Or
shit.
it could be she had something planned for that match, and the ref told her, "Okay, guys, shorten this up, finish up the match or something." Backstage, they're telling me to finish it up, and she didn't like it. She still had some stuff planned for the match. Could be some stuff like that. Always sometimes happen. Hey, Liv Morgan right now is one of the top sellers on WWE Shop.
Oh, snap. Okay.
So she is over. We did see the pop on Raw. On SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think we might be in for a little run here. What do you guys think about Liv so far as women's champion?
I like her. I always liked her, but I don't know how long her run's gonna be. I think I give it maybe a month and a half.
I always thought she was average at best. I never in the ring, you know.
If she leaves,
She's definitely gotten better on the mic,
right?
In recently, so there's at least that.
If she leaves SummerSlam as champion, I'll be surprised.
So you think Ronda will take back that belt? Is Natalya involved in that match?
Not in the moment.
Not
Okay,
yet.
so right now it's just Ronda versus Liv, right? Rematch.
I think putting the belt on her was just to see if she still has some name value to her. Because I mean, let's face it, after the Riot Squad split up, it was almost like she was in limbo a little bit.
Well, no, then she kind of had a little bit of a push, I think, when she was facing Becky. Right? So there was that too.
She had that lesbian angle with
well, I mean, that doesn't count. That was really badly done.
Yeah, it was.
And I mean, it should have continued because HLA.
That would be good PG TV. Just saying.
Yeah.
If you talk about Altudera,
Horn dog.
damn straight.
I'm
just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of her little goody two shoes. I think she's one of those people that need to turn heel. I feel like she's almost
everyone
like a
needs
Bayley
to turn
scenario.
heel with you.
No, not necessarily. But Bayley did it, and look at Bayley. Bayley wasn't great as a face. Turned heel. She was fucking solid. I think Liv Morgan needs the Bayley treatment. Because I don't give a shit about
well,
her.
Can she
being
pull
face.
it off? That's the thing.
Well, I mean, I don't know. She can't pull off being a face, but I mean, the fans like her. So what the fuck do I know? But
talking about Bayley,
what do you know?
Talk about Bayley. Technically, she's supposed to reappear at 2.0.
I think that's a stupid move. Why would you make her appear at NXT 2.0?
At NXT.
Yeah,
I got a little tired of Bayley as a heel.
Hello.
I thought she.
Sorry. Go.
Ding
yes.
dong.
Oh, yes.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
It's ding dong.
Ding dong. Hello.
Oh, I forgot the ding dong.
Yeah, one job.
But yes, it can get nerve wracking her heelness. But when she gets serious about it, yes, that like against Bianca with those athletic obstacles, it got a bit stupid. But when she gets serious about her heelness or her heel character,
she's a good worker. I think her work in the ring is pretty good. So
it'll be interesting to see if she comes back as a face or heel. I would definitely start off as a heel, but
yeah, if she comes back as face, she can't come back as that happy-go-lucky bullshit.
Oh, please, not the hugger. No, not the hugger.
Well, I think she might come back as face just to get that pop because I feel like fans are gonna pop for her anyways, and then she'll turn heel like within the coming weeks. This could sound bad. She kind of got injured at the perfect time for people not to get bored of her because I think with the whole ding dong hello thing, it was cool. But then it just got boring, like Jeff was alluding to.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cryptic to say. She kind of went away at the perfect time.
It's very cryptic.
Very cryptic. And yeah, so we'll see. But I think they're gonna for sure. She's gonna come out as face, and then it's gonna happen. Boom, heel. Because she's gonna have to get that pop. She's gonna get that pop regardless. So might as well.
Yeah, the pop is gonna be there for sure. Yeah. No doubt about that. Are you guys excited about Gunther and Nakamura?
No.
I mean, it should be fine. I just don't like how they're pushing Gunther, though. I get why they're pushing Gunther the way they're pushing Gunther, but
You're saying too heavily, too aggressively, or
just it's too Braun Strowman-y. It's their same
Braun
kind.
Strowman.
That's right.
That sounds like a soup.
It's the soup.
yeah,
It's the
it's
soup.
true.
Create your own narrative soup.
It's
All
a
right.
good one.
Brown Strowman.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to think of what that sounds like. Yeah. What was that? Yes. Okay. Gunther, Walter. I don't know, man, because I've just seen him in NXT, and he was just a far better, like, kick-ass, badass there.
Do you think the weight loss is affecting your perception of him?
Yes. To me,
I don't think. I think it's just it's the booking, because in NXT the booking that I guess a little bit more, not free roam booking that they would have had, was able to get him over, where now he goes to the main roster and it's completely different. So
I think people underestimated her. I think she's doing a good job. I think we might be behind on this. What are you talking about? Liv. I think he's talking about Liv. Yeah, it's probably Liv.
Yeah, people are behind her, but I don't know. I think people are just going to get bored of her quick. She has no personality.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You know,
it won't last forever. This sympathetic acclamation.
Okay.
Exactly.
You know, like, fuck off.
Like you're gonna have to eventually back it up with great matches in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of getting there. Her matches seem to be a little bit better, but I don't know. You know, it's no Bianca, it's no Becky, it's no Charlotte, it's no. You know, it's no Bliss.
It's not there yet. No.
It's no. You know, so I don't know. No Sasha, no Bailey.
As for Walter, I'm really excited to see. Yes,
Walter.
Gunther. I'm really excited to see what he can do in a program with Nakamura. I think Nakamura is used to this more of this physical type matches, because New Japan and strong style.
Yeah,
you know, he's the king of strong style.
Yeah.
So I think that can fit well in a program with Gunther. The problem is it's always going to end up being Gunther winning, because they're not. I think he's going for a long intercontinental title reign.
At least if he makes that title mean something.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Gunther going for a long, but you got to put me banger after banger after banger. See, I don't like what they did with Kaiser there. You know,
who?
With Ludwig Kaiser.
Oh,
his partner.
I enjoyed him taking on the match. That was probably the most interesting thing for me, though. And then him losing, and then him getting up to take on the slaps or whatever have you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I liked it. I that's kind of the one thing I did.
I liked
enjoy.
Kaiser taking the match. I even liked a bit the quick match that it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. It makes Kaiser look bad.
No, it just makes him look like he's, I don't know. It's kind of fine. He's just that, person who's supporting his leader.
Yeah,
you know what
the
I
ring
mean?
general,
He's
right? Yeah.
The ring general and all that. So I don't think
just
it
a
makes
soldier
him look bad.
representing
He's
the
a soldier.
general.
That's it. He's just a soldier.
I guess explain like that makes more sense. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
No problem, good sir. Anytime.
We learn everything here in WTN, people.
Everything.
Yeah, a few things to Raw that I have here on my notes, guys.
Oh boy.
So now are we positively 100% sure that the vignette is Edge? Because now we have the new parts of that vignette. We saw an RKO shirt that we had seen in the past vignettes. That we add to that the Dudley glasses, the
medal,
Latino Heat plate, the medal, the gold, the Kurt Angle gold medal. So now, unless they're really swerving us, because now they're making it more and more obvious that it's Edge. So unless they want to swerve us, is this Edge?
Who else?
I think it's probably Edge. Judgment Day announced Edge again on Raw, saying that they got rid of Edge as part of their group. So I think they're trying to, I guess, I don't know, keep us remembering Edge for when he does come back, and so there's a huge pop. I don't know. I don't think that's a swerve.
Does he come back alone?
Yeah, he's gonna come back alone.
Or does he come back with an alliance?
I don't know. Because the problem is with Judgment Day now are kind of lingering in between with them losing Rhea and Edge not being around for them to feud with. they're kind of stuck in between two things, and they don't really know what to do with them. I had a match on main event. Now this week a segment on Raw, but he would have to come back soon if you want to keep Judgment. Is that then okay? Then you got Edge's back. You have Edge back, and then you could have for a program for a few weeks, maybe a few months with Edge back and forth. And now, okay, at least I don't have to find anything to do with Judgment Day. We got them in a program with Edge for the next coming few months. Right. But other than that, yeah, you don't know. People are starting to not care no more about the Judgment Day and Finn Balor, and they were on a roll.
And there's some people who haven't cared since the beginning
of Judgment Day with Edge.
Yeah. I was never
into that angle. Me either.
I think Edge was pulling some great promos while sitting.
Yeah,
I'm more interested to see Finn Balor wearing tights.
That's weird, but okay. Well, because Edge could do a good promo, regardless of the situation. I don't think it was so much more of the fact that he was in a faction. It was just the fact that Edge could do a good promo.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and he was heel. He played like a good heel. He's not as good as Christian there, but
JLB is doing his spring cleaning on live.
Or he's rummaging for his peanuts.
Yeah, he's probably looking for his peanuts.
Or his gum.
He's like a squirrel. He's like digging into the drawers looking for peanuts.
No.
He looks like a squirrel looking for peanuts. That's amazing. That's a good one.
What else do you got on your Raw notes, good sir?
Well, the big one. The big one. What do you guys think about the big one? New main event babyface in Dolph Ziggler.
Yes. Not a babyface, I don't think, though. I feel like it was
your pure heel.
Theory's your pure heel, but I feel like he also had he looked heelish though to me when he came out there. I guess because we didn't know, but then even when he came into the ring, he wasn't all eccentric and whatever. He was just very, I don't know. I'm excited by that. I think that's going to be a good match for both men. I'm excited to see Dolph Ziggler back because Ziggler can go. And I think that's a good matchup for Theory.
I think that's the next step in Theory's progression.
Evolution. Yeah. So Ziggles beats Theory for the US title, and then Theory wins the world title.
But doesn't Lashley have the US title?
Do you think that
whatever title? Right, that's true.
Oh yeah, he just has the Money in the Bank. But I think they can go. For a program for a few 2 months, 6 to 8 weeks, where they'll have two, three matches in between themselves. Maybe Dolph winning the first one, and maybe Theory winning the next two. But I think it's a perfect stepping stone for Theory to know if he's ready to take that next level step. We've got a former champion, one of the best workers in the ring, one of the best sellers in the ring. Okay, maybe he's not the best in the promos back and forth there for a rivalry, for a feud, but I think Theory can carry a bit of that load.
You think he's a good promo, Austin Theory?
He's still not at where he's going to need to be if he's going to be the main guy in this company.
But that's the thing. You put the belt on him too fast.
No. That's why I think, like I said before, that's why I think I don't see him cashing in that Money in the Bank anytime soon.
But WWE has a hard time of long-terming, huh?
Well, we've seen it before.
It depends.
People wait a full year to cash in. I think Miz did it once. Right. Is it first time?
Yeah.
A full year. Yeah. So it's been done before. It's just that they might lose their way in between. That's the problem that we get scared with.
Because the problem is that a lot of the guys that they put the ball behind, they're not always able to carry it for a long period of time. That's why they end up always going back to what worked before, whether it's Brock and Roman. Why do you think that storyline has been going on for the last 4 or 5 years?
Or more.
Well, to their credit, I think they are trying to do this with Theory and to build a new star, but they have to do it, like I said, they have to do it correctly, and it can't seem like it's being forced on us. Theory can go in the ring. I think he's improved from the first days that I've seen him on the mic. he's good at getting the heat from the people watching. I do sometimes he does get me nervous just because listening to him talk, and that's not X-Pac heat. That's just him causing that heat. But I think, like I said, I think Dolph Ziggler is the perfect person to see if he's ready for that next step. Because I guaranteed if these matches or if this program with Dolph doesn't go the way McMahon is expecting it to go, McMahon is a man to turn on a dime and throw this whole theory under the bus. So I think it's the perfect. He wants to see what Theory has. Are you able to give me a 5-star match with Ziggler? If they can do it,
I think they can do it. I think Ziggles is a phenomenal worker. We haven't seen him in a hot minute, but I feel like anytime Ziggler is in the ring, whoever he's fighting with, wrestling
Nothing
with,
there.
nothing
Yeah,
there.
nothing. Blank. Yeah.
We know that you're there.
So silence, guys. Moment of silence, please. Yeah. So I'm trying to see if this is confirmed before I announce it because I don't like the source.
Oh, do we have breaking news?
Ish, nothing too crazy. So Paul White has confirmed that the wrestling gimmick, or rather the water boy character, Captain Lou Albano, Captain
Lou Albano.
Captain Insano is going to be heading to All Elite, and apparently the outfit is already made, and this will be Big Show's Lost Hurrah.
Lost
Hurrah.
Last hurrah.
Last hurrah.
Okay, can you guys put me in? Who is this Captain Insano?
Okay, do you know Waterboy? Do you know
the Waterboy?
The movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big Show was in it.
Yeah. Do you remember Adam Sandler being crazy over his favorite wrestler, Captain Insano?
Yes. Okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. That could be
TikTok.
interesting.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
That could be interesting. I will be down to see that.
Yeah.
For a last run for Paul
it's his last little thing to do, and whatever, I'm down with it.
He'll just go back to commentary because I missed him on commentary on the Dark. I think him and Mark Henry were pretty good.
He doesn't do it no more?
Well, he is on and off.
Oh.
It's mostly been Excalibur and Mark Henry.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of commentary, Jim Ross had also mentioned on his podcast why he kind of wasn't around for a lot of Dynamite, like why he's not really always on the show, because they want to just more make him a special attraction. And
but he has a skin cancer, no?
No, he said it has nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with that. By the way, he's healed now. He's good.
He says it's a Tony decision, right?
He says it's a Tony decision. He made it sound like, and they also need to up Rampage because that's why he's doing Rampage now. Sorry, JR. I don't think it's that. I think it's them just trying to give you less time, good sir.
Mm-hmm.
And I think because you're just not good for 2 hours on a wrestling card, unfortunately.
What else do you do with pay-per-view?
So many times you can mention Cesaro.
Right. And I mean, and that's why I think he's only there for WWE guys, ex-WWE guys. So we saw him when it was Jake versus Cesaro.
That's when he came. He stayed for the last hour, right?
Yeah. Or no, I think he just stayed for that match, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm sure he was there for the rest of the show. Because Tony Schiavone was doing a lot of backstage.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
I think they should go the other way around. I think Tony should.
But you know what? That's fine though, because JR does a lot of backstage stuff too.
Yeah,
so, I mean, even if he's not on TV, I mean,
that would be more the role he would need to play. Like do your backstage interviews, your sit-down interviews, your pre-filmed interviews with stuff to fit in the storylines. But on a daily call matches is very hard.
I don't think him saying Cesaro, I don't think is the end of the world, because let's face it, they mentioned WWE during AEW programming, which they shouldn't. You shouldn't. Why mention the competition? What's the point? So I mean, he has slipped up maybe a few times, way too much.
Well, yeah, he slips up with the former WWE guys. So Daniel Bryan, he slips up by mentioning Daniel Bryan, by mentioning Cesaro. It's not the end of the world, like for me watching. Like it's more like it's like I'm laughing at it,
Yeah.
But I could imagine it being not nerve-wracking is not the right word, but being like busting balls for Excalibur and for the guys that are next to him, though, because Excalibur always corrects him right away, and then
I'm sick and tired of Excalibur just because I find that stupid mask. Like, just lose it. I know that's your gimmick. I know, but it's just
it's like Jim Ross without a cowboy hat.
James Ross, who?
Jim Ross.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
the Excalibur I think I like him more than at the beginning, because of now I'm actually starting to respect his knowledge of the business. Yes,
but
Torpe Suicidas get me nervous sometimes. Some of his name calling, not his name calling, his move calling does get me nervous.
Right.
There are American names for these moves. You don't have to call them by their Japanese or Spanish names
or indie. Yeah, it's almost like an indie thing.
That does get me nervous a bit, but I do respect his knowledge of. He does know everything, man.
Yeah.
If they have a question, Excalibur has the answer right there, ready for them. So for that, I agree. But I think they're tweaking a bit. Taz, I really like Taz.
I always like Taz.
With them on Dynamite, I think that's the should be the permanent fix there for Excalibur, and Taz should be always there. And then you switch. You could have Scavone come in sometimes, and JR come in sometimes.
Right,
but
and then
I think
go
those two guys should
randomly
be
whenever.
yeah, exactly for the big field, like you said, as an attraction. Get that pop, put on the Oklahoma State team song, and get that pop. I guess that's the way to go. But I'm definitely leaning more on the side that Tony Khan doesn't want to leave him there too exposed.
But it could be JR's decision too.
No, it wasn't him.
He says it's
it was
Tony.
entirely a Tony decision.
But maybe he's just
because he has said it in the past where he was going to lighten his work schedule, that he wasn't going to want to be there every week. So I don't know. Maybe it's a bit of both.
Maybe it's a bit of both. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, could be a bit of both. Yes.
So Dynamite.
Yeah, Dynamite.
Can't remember.
It's okay. Dynamite overall, no.
Yeah, like it wasn't bad. I did like the John Moxley versus gonna get that person's name wrong. Takashita. I think it was.
Go ahead. Yeah, it's.
Trying to just be a smartass, and when
because if you read it out properly or read it out a certain way, it sounds like it's shitta. Take shitta.
Take shitta. It does. Yes. It's Konosku take shitta. Do you know the guy who takes shit?
I swear, these guys are over 18, but they have a mentality of a 6-year-old. No, that's valid. I didn't look into that. You guys, it
was a good match. It was a good match.
Because you see his name on the Jumbotron TV, and it's just like take shit out. It's like
sometimes if DA is outside of the screenshot, it's like take shit.
They take shit.
Good wrestler though. Good wrestler.
He is.
Yeah. He's been a few weeks now appearing on our page and Dynamite.
Yeah,
like
he's on Dark. He's on Dark sometimes too. You see him on Dark every.
I guess it's his North American run tour. I guess or what he's doing, but he always puts on. He's young, right, Jeff?
Yeah, he is. It's interesting that they chose like someone that. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, the fact that he's somewhat inexperienced on the big stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's done God knows what in New Japan also. Oh, there you go. But yeah, I think he's. I guess it's a good way to get him a little bit more.
I think it could be a future. This guy can have. He puts on good matches, man, and they're really believable.
I would see him with the TNT title maybe eventually as his stock kind of rises. He's putting on good matches. The problem is it's obviously promos. He's not.
That's.
I don't think he speaks much English, but I would see him with maybe a TNT title run or the North America, the All Atlantic belt. Maybe have a little run with that.
Yeah, because
I can see it.
Tony Khan did say that the All Atlantic belt will not be defended like the other belts in AEW.
Right.
It will be defended across the world.
Yeah, because Pac defended it at a never
Exactly.
was it Never Pro? Is that what the promotion was
or
called?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's gonna have to. There should be another match soon coming up, and he says that most of them will not be defended on American television. So we're
I
talking
guess
mostly overseas and pay-per-views, probably.
yeah. That's a good way. It's an interesting way of and it's not a
Good
bad
marketing.
thing. Yeah, to actually promo AEW across the world. Yeah, I like that.
Yep. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I hope it doesn't make me see less of Pac on Dynamite, because I absolutely love Pac. Every
think
match he's in is a
Kinda
banger.
does, but maybe he'll take a lot more matches that would be after Wednesday or something, you know,
Oh yeah,
or on a
maybe fly out,
Monday, or
fly out on the Wednesday, or and then come back from the Tuesday type of thing.
that's it.
Orange Cassidy versus Wardlow. I have some quarrels about this one.
Oh,
Not about the match itself. I think the match itself was okay, but they got to figure something out to it, because Wardlow beats the fuck out of 20
right. So
20
he
security
beats
guards.
and he also beats the fuck out of the TNT champion Scorpio, like
Yeah,
it's
in a
nobody's
squash.
business. But then you
Exactly.
give Orange Cassidy. Now, Orange Cassidy deserves it, but you should have given that same respect to fucking Scorpio Sky.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I knew Wardlow was still gonna win, but at least I got to see a decent match out of it.
Yeah.
You know, so
I have no problem with Wardlow beating Orange Cassidy. Absolutely no problem. I do have a problem with him squashing Scorpio Sky.
Yeah.
Beating up 20 guys, but then you have a hard time
But
against the
that
skinny
was
guy.
that was kind of almost like the thing that he was on this like rampage, no pun intended, of just squashing everybody, including guys like W. Morrissey and Lance Archer.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like he was on this thing where he would hit the Goldberg push. That's what it was.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have Mr. Hands in his pants and in his pockets, and you barely can beat him. I don't know. That's a bit of my beef with the booking there. The match itself was good, was entertaining. I really enjoyed it. Maybe I would have gave him another powerbomb to finish the match, not just with one powerbomb. To make it more believable there, I guess, because after you have a match back and forth like this, close pins, close that, and then you just give them the move that you've been giving to people 5-6 times to pin them. You just give it to him once. Whatever. He did give the F10, which is his old move. And Orange Cassidy kicked out of that one. So, I don't know. Because Orange Cassidy, I don't want him also to become just a guy that champions or that guy's face to be put over also.
He's another guy who should get a run with some belt at one point.
And I think he's going to, and I think it really still made Orange Cassidy look strong.
Yeah.
You know, the last time we saw Orange Cassidy look that strong was when he faced Adam Cole.
Or no, against Will
Ospreay will look pretty good.
Or Will Ospreay.
Oh, yeah.
Will Ospreay will look pretty good. That's probably his best match up to now. Maybe.
Guys, I think Orange Cassidy is going to get main event.
Orange Cassidy and Pac, like early on in AEW's history, that was
that was strong.
That was some good time. Yeah.
That was strong too. I think there's potential there. I don't know, maybe if it's world championship potential for Orange Cassidy, but definitely TNT champion potential. Definitely. The We the People match. Not as.
It was okay. I think it was a good enough match.
I think we saw some interesting feats of strength by Claudio, but I don't know. I was expecting a bit more emotion in that match, a bit more storytelling, a bit more psychology.
But it's for TV also too. I mean, if it was on pay-per-view, it would be a different thing.
You're more limited. You're more limited on the time and
right.
Yeah, so it is a bit different. That throwing him up in the air with that European uppercut.
Yeah, but Jake could work. Jake is really good with depending on who he's put with. You know, he's a good worker just on its own. But you put him with another good worker, you're gonna get a good solid match. And like you said, because of the limitations being on TV, if it was on pay-per-view, I think it would be way better.
Yeah, they would have got that extra 4 or 5 minutes, and it could have made all the difference in that match. He had a bit of a hard time lifting him up for that powerbomb at the end. But man, is this guy strong, man? Because Jake
Cesaro?
Hager ain't no baby
Yeah.
boy, man. He is what 300 pounds, definitely, or close to it.
That's
if not.
why he's a Superman.
I don't think he's 300 because I feel like he's built when he does his stuff. I think he's. I
Like
think
260, 270?
260,
Yeah, I
270
think
maybe.
265 would be the max. You're right, because when you're
Yeah.
fighting MMA, I think 265 would be the max.
Yeah, the heavyweight.
Yeah, for heavyweight. So I have a feeling like you're right there.
As usual.
That was a good laugh.
Did you find your peanuts?
No,
he
guys,
found
I
that.
wasn't trying to.
Yeah,
I think
they're
I lost
pouched.
20
Look at
bucks.
this. They're
I think I lost
pouched
20
in
bucks.
his cheek. The peanuts are pouched in his cheek. You can tell.
My
Look.
cheek.
How much is
Not
125 kilos?
Well, 118
it's-
is 260 because I just went to the doc and I gained 33 pounds after COVID.
Okay, but
So-
nobody cares. But anyway,
What do you mean? 118 is 260. What the fuck?
Okay, so 100,
120 is
200
like-
about 275.
270, 280. Yeah,
You
Yeah.
gained
270, 280.
Wait, you gained 30 pounds, bro.
See, he gave a shit. What the fuck?
That's a good
Well,
for.
it's
I
all
know,
the
I'm
peanuts.
trying to get
It's
healthy.
all the peanuts you're scavenging.
That's not good for the potato, man.
I feel like it's been you on this podcast giving my heart so much
He's
blood.
eating his
pressure.
emotions.
I am eating my emotions.
Yes.
Also, it's my fault. Okay.
You have to get your peanuts in the next dipreneur, not the closest.
Your fault
one.
then COVID.
Yeah, so 275. That's a big boy, man. That's
Yeah.
a big boy to be lifting up like that.
But he's
yeah,
also
that
a
was,
big guy. He's also a big guy too. He's like what 6'5", 6'6". So
Yeah,
it's not. It's a lot less dead weight if he was like 270, like and under 6 feet tall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 6'7". That's it. Yeah,
So
6'7". That's a big boy at
Damn.
275 pounds. Whoa.
Cesaro took him like nothing though.
Yep. For the
Strong dude.
swing and
For
for
the
the
swing.
throwing him up in the air for that European uppercut,
Right.
and then the only the power bomb. It looked like he had a bit of a difficulty, but he's still.
Well,
got
after the
able to-
swing and the fucking
Yeah, you must be tired.
man.
you must not have all your strength.
yeah,
Anna J. Serena D. We talked about.
yeah.
Chris Jericho promo. What was this all about? I know it was about the
The
for
barbed
the
wire
barbed
match,
wire
which I'm
match.
down for. Yep.
But what was he? Okay, I'm not coming out as the wizard.
Painmaker.
I'm not-
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
that was
that's
more.
the,
But then I would have came out dressed as a painmaker, not in that red cheap suit.
but you know what? I think anything Chris Jericho does is gold. So
Oh yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It works.
it's
Definitely.
you know it's almost like comical and serious at the same time. Where the guy, you know, you've been doing it for that long, and you're on top, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
A little side quote here for the 6th of August, IWS at Olympia, with Matt Menard and 2.0 will be there, Mike Bailey will be there, and Ruby Soho will be there. So they will be taping it for a future. I don't know if it's live, but I know it will be on Fight Network on a future date. So this should be a big show. So for all you guys in Montreal, big.
What
wrestling
day is
fans,
it? It's a Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday, August 6th. I know it's a Saturday, but I'm not sure if it's August 6th, but it's the first week there of August on a Saturday. So for all you guys interested and who like the Jericho Appreciation Society, those guys are going to be there. This is basically them coming back home. Mike Bailey probably for one of his last matches in Canada for a while because he's going on a big run for Impact. He's their X Division champion.
Right.
So he's probably going to be his last match in Montreal for a while. And Ruby Soho, hey, pretty talented. Ruby, who did they? It was JR called her Ruby Riot, right? Last week.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Who else would it be?
So yeah, that was
Fucking
my
JR.
side quote there. So if you guys, you might see me there. So if you guys want to go, I might be there.
Yeah, man. I feel like we should try to get that going. If we,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm down. I'm down. I'm down definitely. And if anybody else is interested in coming with us, just send us a message privately or here in the comments. Just leave it here in the comments. We'll be happy
And
to
if
try
you-
to organize something.
And if you want to find where we'd be sitting, you just have to find a guy chowing down on peanuts in the crowd.
Yeah.
And,
It's pretty
you know, it's
easy.
Justin.
That's me.
That should be a shirt.
Scoff those peanuts.
Justin in a squirrel outfit chopping down on
I
peanuts.
just have nom 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 nom.
You fucking guys.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. So I'm excited for that match. Eddie Kingston, Chris Jericho in a
Oh, barbed wire,
barbed
everything.
wire
Uh,
anywhere death match. That's they're calling it. Yeah. So I guess they'll be fighting all over the arena.
Well, no, I just think it's gonna be everything. It's everything
Almost
barbed
like
wire.
like a cage made out of barbed wire almost.
I almost feel like it's gonna be the ropes are barbed wire, and everything's gonna be barbed wire kind of.
Okay, a bat rolled in barbed wire, a Kindle stick.
Yeah.
Okay. Type of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Just have everything involved being barbed wire.
Right.
I think that's going to be. We're going to see a lot of blood.
No.
I think
See, that's
Chris Jericho-
another. That's another thing too. When you go back to on a little side note on the PG-14 thing.
Yes.
Are they gonna show blood on TV?
That will
Yeah,
give
I don't
them
think
open
so.
the door for that.
I don't think so. With WWE, I don't think so.
No, he doesn't like it. But I'm guessing in some storytelling, sometimes it might be necessary, and he never did it. Last time I think it happened, he got really mad about it, and it happened organically. It wasn't like a bleeding or anything, and he got really mad. So, but I guess that's another thing that can be open too because of the PG-14.
Yeah, sorry. I was just thinking about that when you mentioned the blood. I just kind of clicked in with the PG-14.
Yeah, I think it will definitely be seeing, not on a regular basis, but to probably be seeing some blood in the near future on Raw. I think so. I think that has a little bit to do with it. That'll give them a bit of freedom. As for Chris Jericho, he's the new Ric Flair when it comes to crimson masks.
Isn't
He
it
really likes
Moxley
to.
or Rhodes?
Yeah. Well, Rhodes is definitely always a crimson mask.
Dustin.
Dustin.
Dustin. Yeah. Mox, I think it's like, yeah, it has been happening a lot more recently, but it seems like more organic. When Jericho, it seems like it's Blade. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, I mean, I just feel like we see it all the time from Mox, so it's really hard to tell anymore because we just mix up every week with him bleeding.
Yeah,
he's always fucking bleeding, Mox, and I'm just like, I'm done with it.
It is happening more a lot recently. I would have to admit. Yes, he is. But I think next week, Chris Jericho is going to bleed quite a bit, and maybe we have a finish, like a no contest, not a no contest, but a refage. Refage. It's not even a word. My God, ref stoppage.
Stoppage is not a word either, technically.
Yes, it
Stoppage is not a
is.
word.
I don't
Stoppage is
think
not a
so.
word.
I don't think it's a word. I remember using it one time, and then someone corrected
being
me. I
corrected?
Googled it.
If
It's not a thing.
JLB used it, it's not a word.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the ref stopping the fight because of too much blood or because Chris Jericho is out. I think they definitely should give it to Eddie Kingston though. This match,
Right.
Chris Jericho doesn't need to win.
No.
It's a word.
It's a work. Okay,
It's a word. My bad.
You guys
Yeah.
could play Scramble together.
Super down.
Scramble.
Scrabble.
Oh.
Scramble.
Scramble. I've never played.
Scramble. No, motherfucker. I ain't scrambling eggs with you. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So yeah, I can definitely. I don't think Chris Jericho needs to win, right, guys?
No,
You give it.
No.
No,
it's
You
all
clearly
Eddie.
give it to Eddie.
for sure.
There is it. The end of this feud, back and forth.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
that's what he
he said it was
said.
the last one, right? So
Yeah.
It's about time.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I
Yeah.
can see Eddie moving on to other things. Man, it really
His-
bothers me though. I know. I don't want to. I don't. Fuck.
Talk-
It's really hard for me to say because I don't want people to perceive this as fat shaming because
he is out of shape.
I'm a fat piece of shit.
He is
also.
out of shape.
you
He
know?
is out of shape. As for a wrestler, no, because for a wrestler, I get it. He's decent-ish in the ring, but you can tell the guy. He's not like a Samoa Joe, where Samoa Joe is big. Samoa Joe can fucking go and he's good. Eddie Kingston, though, although yes, he's obviously not doing Samoa Joe stuff. You can tell that he's still losing his breath, hardcore, and it looks like he's about to have a heart attack anytime soon.
He has a
clearly-
dad bod.
And he says he works out on his cardio like daily.
Yeah, I don't believe him.
But maybe
me
do you
too, I
think
don't
maybe that maybe do you think that maybe that's just part of his gimmick? That he's
being
playing
out
the
of breath?
fact that
Yeah,
yeah.
it could be. But my beef is when he pulls down the straps of his tights,
Hmm.
and when the camera catches him on the side angle, it really looks bad. Like it really looks bad. Like Kevin Owens is a big guy, but he doesn't have that huge beer belly like I have. Look, Eddie Kingston definitely drinks 15 beers a day because compared my belly to his belly, and we're
What the hell was he wearing though? I almost felt like I saw a thong, or it was like a jockstrap or something. He was
Why
wearing
would you-
something really fucking weird. No, because he was lying down like this, and his pants were, I guess, a little too low, and so it was like a purple thing.
It takes you to be staring at someone's crotch. Like, I mean, come on.
Not his crotch though. It was. You saw it on his waist,
I think it's his
He was-
tights, right?
He was keeping
wears
peanuts
his,
in there.
he
but it
wears
was
his
purple.
he wears
Who
his jeans on
cares?
top of his tights.
I'm just saying.
It would be very weird if it would be a thong there.
Maybe he likes wearing thongs, bro. What, you got a problem with men wearing thongs?
You clearly like that. So I mean,
I guess not.
Just saying, I noticed.
I don't
it
want to
was purple.
insult
It was fucking
anybody.
Weird.
hey,
Oh, Jesus.
tweet
But yeah,
your
that
own.
beer that
Oh
beer
my
belly is
God.
a bit heavy, man.
No, it's a bit much. And I mean, you're not fat shaming. You're a professional wrestler. That's why Eddie Kingston got a lot of shit from a lot of wrestlers back in the day, too, though. Because, yeah, the guy works hard, but at the end of the day, he doesn't work hard outside of the ring either.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't put in that work that a lot of other wrestlers need to. Yes, maybe it's a little part of his gimmick, but you can still be less of a fat ass to be a fat ass and still be in good shape. Look at Samoa Joe. Big dude,
Kevin
but
Owens.
this guy, Kevin Owens. I don't know.
Kevin
who
Owens
else.
never looks like he's out of breath.
Never looks like he has to build his resistance train. He has to like train better and build up his cardio and all that, so he can, do a few chops and not be out of breath.
Because I
You
feel
know
like
what I
it's something that's holding him back.
Yeah.
Like from because he's one of the best on the mic, one of the best workers in psychology inside the four inside
Corners.
the four corners. Thank you.
Mhm.
And it's like we can't bring him to the next level because he just doesn't look like that next level material. He doesn't have the look. He has
Right.
everything else, but he doesn't have the look. I don't know. I don't want him to become a chipped statue there or something, the statue of David. But but he's got to be a bit better in the look. I
Yeah,
think maybe
for sure.
maybe start off by not pulling down those straps. Already that I think would help a lot. in my
Now
case-
you're fat shaming. Now you're fat shaming. Oh my god. Now you were doing so good until you completely fat shamed there.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. I'm gonna let him off the hook because me too. I'm a fat motherfucker. But gotta I don't know. If you want to get to the next level, if you say your goal, your objective is to one day be world champion, then you're gonna have to fix that problem. So,
But you see, at least we all analyze his weight issues, other than someone asking whether he was wearing a purple thong. It's like-
None of you noticed this?
No.
because I'm not looking at the guy's crotch.
No, it wasn't his crotch. It was a side angle, and when he just pinned the guy because he was like knocked out or whatever.
yeah, he felt
it
like
was
on top
like right
of him.
there.
Yeah.
He fell on top of him. He
okay,
saw his
okay.
flab of
But-
belly. God damn it!
Now I'm gonna be
Okay,
looking for it
that's
next time.
Oh,
Next time I'm
Jesus.
watching Eddie Kingston. Just to be
Purple
sure.
Purple thong Kingston.
Yeah, main event. What do you guys think about the main event?
I thought it was really good. I'm happy that
Yeah.
Swerve and our Glory won. I always thought the tag team belts should have gone to. I mean, like, okay, FTR now. No, I mean, how many belts do they need? But I would have said I would have had no problem whether it would have been Ricky Starks or Powerhouse Hobbs or Swerve and
Keith Lee. Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, I would have had no, either team. I wouldn't have had an issue with. because I really like both those teams.
Yeah, and I think this permits them to go ahead on a program against each other. Swerve in Our Glory and Powerhouse Hobbs and Starks.
Yeah.
Like we've said before, I think this was off camera, but Young Bucks don't need the belts.
No.
Even though we might not have anything for them right now because Red Dragon is out, unless they go back into a program with FTR, because we're done with luchas. I don't want to see no more Young Bucks and luchas. So I think maybe a program where the psychology of the storyline will be who's the best in the world, like FTR and Young Bucks, I think is a way to go. And I think continue a feud with the belts between those two teams. I think we need to see more of Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs.
We do. Yeah, Powerhouse Hobbs looked fucking great.
Yeah.
Even the promo
promo wasn't bad.
Not this week, the week before. It was actually it was pretty good. It's rare. So I caught a lot of people off guard because you don't really see him or hear him talk very much. But that was actually it was good.
At the beginning, he was saying a bit, and he was like, you got to work on it. He worked. Apparently, he did because he's much better at it. Ricky Starks is good on the mic.
Great.
Even his charisma in the ring, the way he gets the crowd to react.
He has to get angry more, though. I really enjoyed that promo from last week. I legit this time felt that he was fucking frustrated with everything that was going on. He legitimately hated the two people in the ring. He put some big insults in that one. He put some big insults because before it was just more, I'm cocky, I'm this, I'm the best, It was all too relaxed. I find if he gets a bit more aggressive with his promos, he seems to be, I feel like I at least take him more seriously.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think we've seen it a few times. I think, because he did say it. I think it was in last week's promo, if I'm not mistaken. And I think we talked about this in last week's podcast, where he basically buried Brian Cage.
Yeah,
he said, I could bury you right here in the ring and on this mic. Just ask the other guy that used to be with us. So I think we need to see more of that, Starks. The corporate rock, right? That type of character, you know. That's what we want to see from Ricky Starks. So, and I think it's a good way to have this program so you can see them on TV on a weekly basis for the next few weeks and give this mic to Ricky and Powerhouse Hobbs. Eventually, do you give them the titles? I think so because you want to separate. You're going to want to separate Keith and Swerve, right? They teased again this week. Yesterday they teased Swerve hitting Keith Lee with the chair, or was it the belt? I mean,
the belt.
Yeah.
I just want the FTW title to just get out of there.
Yeah, it's a bit irrelevant now, especially that they're no longer walking out with tags.
But it always was.
Yeah,
it was never really relevant, even back in ECW. It really wasn't.
Right.
Yeah,
it was something for Taz to put himself over Sabu. That's all it was.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, that's what it was. Yeah.
But now it's just even
but I don't
worse.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. It's the fact that Taz is not there. I don't think it's really doesn't need to be there, and Starks doesn't need it because it's totally irrelevant.
Yeah.
So Starks doesn't need it, and especially if Taz is not there. I know sometimes they're still called Team Taz, and Taz does push for them on commentary, but we don't see no more promos with Taz behind them or talking. So
I think it's a good thing too, though. It's a good thing that they kind of break away from even the whole Team Taz thing. Just have them be a tag team on their own. I think that really elevates their stock big time as a tag team.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. Swerve impressed me a bit, especially on that one-on-one when he was going with Nick back and forth. Yeah. I know it's not what I don't like that acrobatic stuff. But I like it when it's short period like that, back and forth, and they're throwing it at each other to see who's better. I do like that, and they both kick up, and they're both face to face. I think that was cool. Those guys are both athletic. Swerve, that I don't know how they did it. That kind of tornado flip to not be thrown out of the ring, like to come back in the ring. That they both did in the ropes, in between the ropes. I think that was really cool.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
The more I see the Bucks, the more I can't see the Bucks.
You can't see them?
The more you don't want to see
they're
them.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I agree. I'm gonna agree because it's just I've
You
said
just
it
can't.
before.
I'd rather
I'm
see
not
the
a-
Miz, and that's saying something.
Whoa,
Damn.
that's saying something coming
You
from
really
you. Yeah.
fucking hate the Miz, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, can we sidetrack to what do you guys think of Ciampa as being Mrs. Bitch?
He should just leave.
I didn't like this week, to be honest.
I didn't.
I know I said last week that usually the guys that are paired up with Miz, usually Miz takes care of them and they usually get over. But this week's Raw did not convince me of that at all.
No.
It looks like it might be hurting him more than anything.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're. It's also the booking. They're not it's okay to be there to be a henchman for Miz. That's all right, but you got to do it. You got to do it to make him at least look like he's worthy of being a henchman. You know,
Right.
that's what's scaring me. They're making him look bad, and it's not working out good. But I don't know. I think Ciampa is more of like he would work good as a hitman type of thing. You know, go in there, do your shit, beat up people on the orders or commands.
Yeah, but don't be also so like don't talk on the mic then. Be like a silent
Yeah,
hitter. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Because
yeah.
like him praising the Miz how he did just
That's what I don't
also
like,
like devalues
I know
Yeah.
that we're going everywhere, but
silent
cool.
scope.
Santana, he left AEW. Is it official?
Oh, he got hurt. No.
No, he got
Got
hurt. He's hurt.
He's hurt.
Because I heard that he was planning to leave.
Yeah, because he
Wait.
got hurt.
Yeah, but he got hurt during the blood and guts.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's why he couldn't go up on top of the stage, on top of the cage. I mean,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think that's mixed dirt sheet stuff. I think he's just hurt. I think that came out before.
Big Red, you gotta check those dirty sheets of yours.
Yeah,
I know.
they're really dirty at the moment.
It's
Really dirty. Apparently, though, it won't be July 18th where the rating goes to TV 14.
You got my message.
I did get your message. It will be sometime in the future. So
it's already delaying, people. It's already delaying.
Yeah.
Actually,
Well,
Big
I mean, whatever. They got the
Networks made a
news.
phone call.
Eh,
Who chooses the rating? Is it the show or the network?
It's a network.
I would say it's a network. Yeah.
Neil, I think the Nielsen ratings are they're the ones usually who cover who go over TV ratings.
Yeah, because it's up to the network who, if they would want TV 14 in that time slot,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
I don't see Fox.
Because if they promote a show that's PG and then some things that are not PG happen, then it's the network that's liable, right? To get sued.
Exactly.
Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah,
yeah, it would make sense then that it's them that choose it.
Right.
So okay, maybe that's the plan for them to go into that, but they're not there yet. They got to build up and maybe plan all the logistics of it and the storytelling of it. Yeah. So okay. All right. So yeah, that's it. So we're good with Swerve and Glory, Swerve and our Glory as champions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that was a total fire match. That made everyone look good, though. To be honest with you, it didn't make the Bucks look bad. It didn't make what's his face, Starks and Hobbs look bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, oh my god, and just give me more of Swerve, like fucking
I'm
WWE, man. I'm just always so surprised at the amount of talent that they got rid of. And went to AEW, and then I'm just like, God, fuck, man, how do you miss?
And they all outperformed them. They all outperform.
Then
AEW.
whatever they did
Yeah.
in WWE, you know what I mean? Because WWE probably locks them into doing certain things. But I'm just like, guys, look at what you're missing, though.
I think they had something with Hit Row, and they really dropped.
They really
it.
did.
Dropped
Yeah.
it there.
Even with Keith Lee.
Oh yeah. You would think classic Vinny guy, big guy, can go.
No,
in the
but
ring.
he was too big. He was too big.
And that
Yeah, but he wasn't muscle. Yeah, he wasn't muscly big.
He wasn't
was,
muscly big. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the back can move. He jumped over the running salt.
I think Vince just thought it was I think that's why. Same thing with Adam Cole. Same thing with Keith Lee. Same thing with Alex O'Reilly. Just
Keith or
it's a hazard.
Kyle
You know what I
O'Reilly.
mean?
Kyle, even me, I was.
What did I say?
You said Alex O'Reilly. That's
Yeah.
Kyle's
Alex.
cousin.
Oh,
Well, yeah, it's cute.
Kyle O'Reilly.
That these are not the typical. Yeah,
I just think it's too dangerous. I don't want to depend my company on these guys. What if they get hurt doing what they're doing? So, unfortunately, though, by making those type of decisions too, I mean, look at Big E, right? You just got hurt like that, and he wasn't doing any move crazy.
But
Wasn't his fault either.
he's also a power lifter too. I mean, that could play an effect. That lifting always those heavy weights could screw up your back. Look how many bodybuilders don't look the same anymore than what they did at one
but
point.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, and he is a power lifter, so that might affect his vertebrae at some point.
Yeah.
And his neck was not as protected as it should have been there. Yeah, but Keith Lee, look, that cannonball over the top rope.
Yeah.
That
Insane.
cartwheel, not the cartwheel. The cartwheel was nice too, but that sidekick though did look a bit weird though, because when he did that spin, not the sidekick, the spin kick, like his leg didn't even lift up higher than his knee. Like it was
for a big guy to even try something like that.
Yeah, but that's it, because
impressive.
you got the reaction from the crowd, like whoa. Like yeah, you can.
He
like
might
that.
he might not do that every week. That's for
No. Yeah. I think he might do something similar to like every time get a reaction like that, like if it's a cartwheel or a thing. But that spinning heel kick wasn't. It was still very impressive coming from a guy like that, but I didn't hit his mark the way I'm sure he wanted it to hit.
Right.
What do you guys think of Dupree?
Who?
Oh.
I can't.
Massey and Mansour.
Mansour Massey.
What are we talking about here?
Exactly.
Max
the
Dupree.
masculine
Dupree.
modeling agency that LA Knight, now known as Max Dupree, is.
You clearly don't watch SmackDown.
No, I don't.
Okay.
So
you're
LA
missing
Knight,
something.
LA Knight is now no longer a wrestler.
Right. He's a manager.
He's a manager named Max Dupree.
No, Max Dupree.
Yeah, Dupree. And he has two male models under him that he showcases on every SmackDown for the last 2 weeks, which is Mace and Mansour, but now known as Massey and Mansour.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn, I must have been missing something there.
Yeah. I'm
It's
telling
really
you, man,
bad.
This is,
Speaking
Emmy
about
nomination shit.
Speaking about SmackDown, you guys remember back in the day when Carlito went around with a clipboard asking for signatures?
Yes.
I just so happen
This
to have a
fucking
photo
guy. Fuck
over
off.
here of a guy there. I don't know if you can see there with the arrow. I was just talking about SmackDown, and I was just like, hey, I had the photo, so I was like,
as soon as you're Carlito in the list, he's like, "Oh, fucking guy."
Guys, I think I have a stalker on my hands.
I was given the footage by somebody that was also in that photo, so I took a screenshot of it, and there you go. I was like, I gotta show it during the podcast.
He saves my OG Way video. He saves the clipping for the SmackDown. Guys, I have a legit stalker.
In future, it helps in future encounters. And look, it was helpful today. Oh no, we got to finish the podcast on that note. That's the cameo appearance of Carlito on JLB signing his list. That's great.
No, I didn't even sign it.
Oh, you didn't sign it?
Okay, you did it.
Steve signed it, and then fucking I tried to go for it, and he
even Carlito's like, I don't need this guy's signature.
Yeah, you see, you saw him sitting there, probably had with a bag of peanuts in his lap, and he's like, I don't want this guy to sign it.
That was a good one.
So on that note, with the peanuts on my lap, which there's no peanuts, we'd like to thank you guys for watching, listening, supporting, to the Nelsons of the world, to the
Steves, Miguel's, everybody.
Everybody. Thank you for coming on in, supporting as usual. Of course, you can keep it locked at WTN Wrestling. All the links will be down below in the doobly-doos for the latest news, rumors, and we're updating TikTok a little bit more frequently too, so you can certainly check that out as well. We'll get to where they can follow you guys. Jeff, we'll start with you, good sir, where they can follow you specifically only on social media.
That's
Mr.
right.
T.
Yes. You can follow me at JT9783 on Twitter and Jeff9783 on Twitch, where I will sometimes stream games, different variety games.
Bullshit. Oh.
Oh, was it get a peanut shell stuck in your throat there? What's wrong?
Yeah.
And of course, you can, if you feel like getting some crazy tweets, some fucking not so sane tweets, you can always check out Kid Crazy at.
You can check me out at Michael Costa on Twitter. You will find me. You can check out SPN at SPN Podcast on Facebook, or right here WTN, anything wrestling related, and on TikTok. I'm not there yet, but I'll try to.
It was a free plug for TikTok.
There's a free
Oh,
download TikTok. That's all.
Yeah. So anything wrestling related right here or anything else, just look for Michael Costa. You'll find me.
There you go. And of course, we also got the still the man of the hour. It's 2 hours now. Man of the 2 hour show, Big Red. Where can they follow you, good sir?
You follow me at BigRed7819 on Twitter. WTN Wrestling Talk Now. If you like hockey, me and Costa have Off the Bench. Or on my regular Facebook, Jonathan Piquez. And that's about it.
Fair enough. And yeah, so all those links will be down below in the doobly-doo. I also do have a Real Talk radio show where I talk about a little bit about everything. Haven't done anything in a hot minute, but eventually we'll get updated with some certain lives on music, movies, entertainment news, all that fun stuff at Real Talk Radio. The link tree will be down below for that. And then JLB TLC 25 on Twitch. I'm mostly streaming a little WWE 2K22 and various other video games as well. So if you are a gamer, you can certainly check on that. And of course, at WTN Wrestling on all the platforms, we are there. And there's a link tree for that as well. So for you lazy ones out there, just click on one link and you'll have all of them there. And yeah, that's it. So thank you again, guys, for watching, listening, and supporting. This has been fun. Thank you guys as well as always. And until next time, ciao for now.